Central Empire Wrestling presents Bridge City Slam 6 live Saturday, September 7th at the Bridgeview Center in Ottumwa. Come see Jake the Snake Roberts, Buff Bagwell, former WWE Tag Team Champions Demolition, Real One Enzo Amore, The Powers of Pain, The Boogeyman, Snitsky, Jordan Grace, Cameron Brene, and the stars of CEW. Tickets start at just $20 and include the Fan Fest from 4 to 7 p.m. Get your tickets through Ticketmaster or at the Bridgeview Center in Ottumwa. It's Bridge City Slam 6, live Saturday, September 7th at the Bridgeview Center in Ottumwa. Watch Pekin Panther football live right here this fall on Steve Shuttler Media, Facebook, and YouTube with live announcers and an updated scoreboard, plus an area scoreboard to keep you updated on other schools of interest. It's Pekin Panther football live right here on Steve Shuttler Media starting Friday, August 30th. The Keokuk County Sheriff's Office is taking applications for a full-time jailer dispatcher. The position requires a high school diploma or equivalent. Applications for employment can be picked up at the Keokuk County Sheriff's Office anytime, or go online at www.keokukcounty.iowa.gov and download an application form. The full-time position will include Keokuk County's benefit package. Starting wage is $23 per hour and could be higher depending on experience. Application deadline is Friday, August 30th at 4 p.m. or until filled. Keokuk County is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey everyone, Coach Iva here. Are you somebody that is struggling with feeling like you're a failure? Maybe you have messed up with something and you're just kind of caught in that cycle of, beating yourself up and wondering why you missed the mark. Maybe you've set your goal for yourself and you just didn't reach it and you're struggling like somehow you failed. So I want to talk to you tonight if that's you. First of all, I don't believe that there really is anything such as failure. I believe we get to look at them as learning opportunities. And I like to think of it as, making a recipe for the first time. I like to experiment in the kitchen with new recipes and get creative in the kitchen. And sometimes I'll add in some ingredients that I think, would enhance the recipe, make it taste better. So I'll throw in some ingredients that, that maybe the recipe doesn't call for. Sometimes that works out really great. Other times it doesn't. And it turns out to be a flop. And so I've learned from that mistake that I'm not going to do that again. And that's okay, right? And so that's just a simple example of how we can learn from our perceived failures. Now, one of the things that's very common for us is that when we step into the new and the unfamiliar, like we set a goal for ourselves or we have a vision for our life and we step into that, it's very common for us to feel discomfort. Discomfort maybe like some anxiety or maybe some dread that comes up for us. And that's all very normal. Maybe you want to learn a new skill. And so you put yourself in rooms with other people that have that skill that you're looking for. I know for me, I like to surround myself with people at times that are further ahead than I am, and I want to learn and grow from them. But oftentimes in those environments, I feel very vulnerable because I feel like I'm not as skilled as them. And so that's a vulnerable place for me to be. But if I don't ever put myself in those places, then it's going to be harder for me to learn and grow because I believe that putting myself in rooms with those kinds of people help me to grow faster. And that's what I'm looking for. And so I have to be willing to put myself in those places of discomfort in order for me to grow. And so I hope that this encourages you to think differently about the struggle that comes up when you look at making changes in your life, about growing as a person and, increasing your skill, whatever it is that you're looking at doing. And then, there's times that we may not meet our expectations for ourselves, where we miss the mark, and to not get caught up in feeling like a failure. And a couple of key things that I think will be helpful for you to stay away from that failure piece is to exercise curiosity. When you are on the other side of that, experience, look back and just simply get curious about your experience and what happened, and begin to dissect what are some things that I can learn from this and take away from it, all through a lens of curiosity and not out of self-criticism. Really exercising that self-compassion. We really are 9 times more harsher and critical of ourselves than we are on other people. And so my encouragement to you is to really exercise that level of self-compassion and love for yourself as you work on growing and transforming as a person. And also to not look at yourself with lens of perfection. So not having that, place of perfection that you're trying to attain, because perfection is really, it's an illusion. It will always move. You working towards perfection, and then that bar is moved, and so you'll never get to that perfection. But to look at your journey and look at your experiences as progress, because you are progressing. You may not see it, right away, but as you take time to get curious and reflect on your experience, you get to look at the progress that you are making. So again, just really looking through that lens of self-compassion for yourself. Now, if you are somebody who would love some support in this area, you're like, I am wanting to get out of this cycle of beating myself up when I feel like I've failed or I've missed the mark somehow, then I want to encourage you to click on the link in the comment section below. It's my calendar link, and you can set up a free 30-minute discovery call with me. I'll talk about how I can support you as a coach to help you pull out of those negative belief patterns, being hard on yourself when you feel like you failed, and to be able to practice that level of self-compassion that helps you thrive and flourish in every area of your life.